Check out your favorite ladies, Ifoma Woman, Baluju, and Fifi Girl, Dagenham, United Kingdom. She's the girl. Sassy Ijeoma Wampa Ndoku and IJ_WAP from Stanford, Connecticut. Cool, Winnie Freddy Wango and Judy McPius, Winnie Girl from Lagos, Nigeria. I'm lovely, Oche, Weke, and Jaifia and gorgeous Oche from Abuja, Nigeria. We love
Hello, everyone. Thank you for being a part of today's show. Oh, welcome to Me Time on Oche Kitchen. For me, it's been an awesome week. I'm just rushing back from a traditional marriage. Oh,
wow, that's good. At least it's Africa, yes. Nigeria.
I tell you.
And I hope there's love. I hope there's love.
Up, yeah. It was interesting. I had a DJ.
Oh, wow.
So, yeah, he was on our side translating. And there's this standard Yoruba and probably you know what I'm talking about. Probably so it's been a beautiful week, and see, my kitchen is 99.9% done. So the 1% is for me to start putting things back in order.
That's awesome.
Oche, with that hand, carry your jaw. How has it been for you this week?
I've done this before. This is what I got.
This week was better than last week.
You look it.
I'm still out of town. Thank you.
This one. That's what we did.
I'm still out of town. Trying to get myself back together, taking it one day at a time. And I'm better, like I said. Thanks for asking.
Great. Pali, I know it's your first time showing your face here, even though you read from us. How has your week been? You're mute. How has your week been?
The week has been great. Obviously, every day when I wake up, it's something to be grateful for. I'm healthy. I'm happy. I'm grateful for life. So looking forward to each day as it comes. Yeah. So all is well.
Pam Pam, how has your week been?
Mine has been good, mixed feelings, still studying. I'm actually on another Zoom call with my friend's son, 13-year-old boy died in Las Vegas 2 weeks ago. So today's the funeral. So it's kind of mixed feelings for me. But for the first time I woke up after 9 a.m. I don't know what I did yesterday, but I'll keep doing whatever I did. So but the week has been good. Thank God there's love, there's life. We thank God everything is going well so far. Nothing much, just studying and work and everything. Yeah, nothing serious. Yeah, it's been good.
Okay.
Same old same.
I know. Beno, do you want to tell us how your week has been? Uncle Benson? Not there. Chris, can you drop a hint of how your week went?
My week is good.
Oh, okay. Yeah, what's going on?
Yeah, I think I lost you for a minute.
No, I was asking you how your week has been so far, Chris.
It was good. Thank God it's another weekend. Yeah. You know what weekends are these days. So it's summer. So every weekend there's something going on, but it was a good week.
UK is getting ready for the match tomorrow, the final.
Oh, wow. I've been seeing it online, Facebook.
Everybody's excited in UK. I thought, okay.
If you are you in London? I don't know how the geography there. Are you in London? UK?
I'm in London, yeah. I'm in East London, yeah.
Okay. I'll be there.
I'm not feeling that hate because I'm not a football fan. I don't care.
No, Chris said he's coming to visit.
Yeah,
so hold on.
I'll be in London in September.
September. It's a long way, but I'll wait and I'll catch up with you.
It's a long way. It's like 2 months or so. Early September. I'm coming for a wedding, so.
Please keep in touch. I'll speak to you to know where. Yeah.
Okay.
Uncle Benson, we were asking you earlier. We have 3 minutes into this me time.
Yeah,
so
I said my week is good, very good.
We don't know what that means, but we'll find out before the
I bet you go Ofoko, so it's good. So far, he's chopping his fufu. It's good.
I am good.
Engineer Press, I saw you raising your hand. Can you tell us how your week went?
That's my global president. That's the IMSU global president. Yeah.
My week went well. It rained all week in Lagos, but it's well. It's okay. I'm at home. It made me stay at home most of the week because I was working at home doing some house maintenance work.
That's good.
Better.
So your wife will be happy to have you home because you're always traveling.
Better.
Yes, my wife is happy. My children are happy. You know, my first daughter is writing her school SAT.
Oh, that's beautiful. Congratulations.
So she started with NECO, so I'm helping to put her.
Which one is NECO again?
National Examinations Commission exam. It's also equivalent of a WAEC exam.
So there's no GCE anymore. So for me.
No, there is, but it's external. It's not external school SAT. It's also conducted by WAEC.
Oh, okay. All right. Okay. Cool.
Is that Benson that I'm saying? Benson, I greet you, sir.
I've been telling you it's good since you're at home.
We have Andy. Anybody, do you want to tell us how your week went?
Yeah, just briefly. Well, thank God for everything. My weekend catering business has been booming. I did 25 grilled fishes today with plantain. So,
congratulations, baby.
Thank God, tax free. Thank God, cash every week.
That's good.
Mommy, pack yeah, well, because Uncle Chris, maybe I will take you to 042 Onna. I would like to see you.
Nobody has invited me. Couldn't name invite.
Bestie. So this is your
couldn't name invite.
I'm inviting you to Nobis. There's a place called Nobis here. Sweet fish.
And we have a guest. We have a guest, Nkechi. Although her camera is not on, Nkechi is my sister-in-law, my sister niece-in-law, niece-in-law. Okay. Tell us in just 10 seconds, how has the week been?
It's been, will I say experimental?
What did you experiment? In the other room or in the living room?
No, like I came to a new place, so it's been quite interesting.
Okay. And Nkechi is Emeka's first cousin, IJ.
Oh, wow. Welcome to the show.
She just relocated 2 weeks ago.
I know one Emag. I knew one Emag in Nigeria, but I can't remember the first name. Yeah.
It must be a boy. Don't worry,
there's only one Emag.
It's actually my first time here, so
it's probably some of my family.
Hello.
Yeah, it's possible. Yeah. There were one Emag. Yeah. I don't remember the first name.
All right, thank you, everyone. At least I have an idea what's been going on in the week in most of our lives. To introduce the show of the day, let's watch this short clip.
Nile maka ya Oche ga-emezu ya kpọzi na bestie. Anakwa maka akọ bestie. Ewepụrụ m soft body. Ewepụrụ ka ahụ m dị o. Nna atakwa ya ọbụla bịara around me. Madam, ọ dịghị ghost.
Okay.
O nwere ahụ mmiri.
You understand it better. Oh, good. So that forms the first question. Sorry about that. The topic of the day is best friends with the opposite sex. The first question to the house is, someone who is in a committed relationship, is it acceptable to be best friends with the opposite sex? And when I sent this out, I had so many guys reacting to that topic. So maybe we'll start with them. Pali, Madoka, what do you think?
Yes, it's never a good idea because there is no man in existence that sets out to be friends with a woman. There's always an agenda, but maybe he missed the goal and then just ended up settling for best friend. And that best friend is that he's just lingering, waiting for a lapse in defense. And should that lapse happen, it don't happen.
Yeah,
so that's what that's all about. So it's never a good idea. It's never.
Okay.
It's never a good
Thank
idea.
you.
Okay, can I ask you something? Can I ask you something? Who invited you to the show today?
Bestie.
That's not my bestie.
No, it means friends. It can you be like best friends? It basically means can you be friends with the opposite sex while you're
No,
you can be, but the interaction has to be very, very limited.
No, I asked the question. I said, who invited you today? You don't even know where I'm going to. I just asked who invited you to the show.
It's Ifoma.
Okay, does your wife know you Ifoma? You have Ifoma's number?
Yes, okay. But I rarely interact with Ifoma now.
Okay.
So that's what I'm getting at. So you can be friends, but the level of interaction cannot be out on this whole bestie. When you're calling every time, it's not.
Okay, so the thing is the level of interaction.
The level of interaction. It has to be very, very
limited,
sparse. Yeah.
Gotcha.
Okay. To dilute it, let's hear from a lady. What do you want to add your view to it now?
Yes, I believe you can be bestie with the opposite sex. Yeah, man created man, man created woman. There's no way we can marry everybody. There's no way we're gonna sleep with everybody. So, for me, I have a lot of, like I always say in the show, I'm an only girl. I have 5 brothers, and I've always gravitated towards guys. I have more male friends than female friends. I prefer male companionship than male. Whether I sit well with whoever.
Swabs, can I help you? Can I cut you there? We're not talking about just friends. Best friend.
I have a lot of best friends. Yeah. You're one of my best friends. You're not my only best friend. I have a lot of male best friends. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So and even my male friends, we don't have limited conversation. So most times we like talk almost every day because we have things to interact with. I always post things on my status, stupid things, and they reply, and it leads to conversations and stuff like that. So yes, I have a lot of male. Some of them came chasing me and we became best friends, and some of them there was nothing about chasing. They were just basically friends that I knew from
Okay, please let me just say something. If you really think that those guys are your friends, test them, offer them the fruits, and see whether they will take it.
Like I said, some of them came chasing me.
But
yeah, they might offer
me the chance comes again.
They might offer me the food, and I take too. So it depends on your level of. It depends. Let me say not communication. Whether you communicate with somebody or not. The day if you guys want to tie, you guys can be the tie and the tie. So it could happen any day whether you communicate or not if there's chemistry there.
But that goes to show that it's not a good idea, like because there's always that risk.
No, there is. But okay, me, if I want to date now, I rather date a friend than go look for a new somebody. I rather date a friend. You know what I mean? Amongst all my friends, I probably have somebody I say, I don't mind dating you if I was single, if I'm single. Do you understand? So it goes both ways. So like I said, I'm not going to sleep with everybody. So being friends with them doesn't mean I want to sleep with them. I might eventually want to sleep with them in 2022. It doesn't mean I want to sleep with them in 2021. Do you understand what I'm saying? So it's about, to me, it's all about maturity and, like I talk a lot of nonsense. I like talking a lot of nonsense, and guys talk a lot of. So I like what guys have to talk about. And
So, Pam, the question is it advisable to maintain such relationship?
I said for me, that's what I'm answering for me. I can. Everybody's not the same. You know, some people might not be able to carry it along. Some people might. So for me, I can manage it very, very well.
Okay, Benson.
My answer is personal. Yeah, I said it's okay.
Okay. Benson, you're mute. Unmute yourself.
Okay. I think I beg to disagree with the first person that spoke, the guy. All these things has to do with discipline. There is nothing wrong. There is nothing wrong being best friend with somebody. It has to do with discipline. When you discipline yourself, I can lie with a lady on the same bed and nothing happens.
Of course.
It depends on your discipline. It depends on what is in your mind. Let's forget about this crack we are talking about. There can never be a crack if your mind is clear. If your discipline is good, there can never be a crack you are looking for. No crack. That's me. That's what I believe in. I can be best friend with anybody. I can be best friend with anybody, even if I still talk with people I had relationships with up to today. It doesn't mean that when I see them, I go to bed with them. No, I am disciplined to the fault that I cannot do it. I've already told myself I cannot do it. So why should I do it? So you can still be friends. So it depends on your discipline, the way you discipline yourself.
Yeah, Benson, the crack Marika talked about. I've heard it in one of one clip from or clip by Steve Harvey. He said that all guys that keep friends, female friends, that were looking for the crack, and once they see the crack, they're going. But anyway, let's hear what others.
Girls think that too. It's not about guys. Girls see guys and they say, "Ooh, I would love to tap that." So it's not about the guy thing.
Yeah, that will lead on nicely to the next one. Nkechi, you wanted to say something? Okay, you're on mute.
Okay, I want to say something. Everybody has a definition of best friend, and I feel like a best friend is not like a regular friend. It's somebody that it should be one or two. If it's more than three or more than two, is now a crowd. So within that space, I feel that it's not safe to have a male as a bestie, because there is a possibility having a bestie. Okay, let me use it as a personal speech now. For me, if I have a male as a bestie, that means I share virtually everything with this person. Like we talk, we give deep talks. And I also feel that most guys can easily be tempted, even when you have a clear mind, a clear conscience. One day, there will be a possibility of, sliding into the DM. If I'm permitted to say that, and it could actually change the perception of the whole friendship, and everything will just go down the drain. That's just my take on it. So I wouldn't advise someone to have a guy that you don't have a future with as a best friend. Thank you.
Yeah, it's both ways, Nkechi. It could be the guy or the woman. It's just
it could be the guy or the girl. Yes.
Or the girl, yeah. Okay,
Yes.
thank you. Adibeli, you've got your hand up for a while now. Adi.
Yeah, sorry. Well, it depends on everyone's opinion. I disagree with the first two people, even you, Nkechi. To me, all depending. It depends on what you want. Ifeoma Mama is a best friend to my husband, and they've been best friends ever since I had my son, who will be 17 in November. Even when we go out, I don't see anything wrong in it. Even when we go, even if we're together, once he sees Ifeoma, he lifts Ifeoma up. If I go there in hand, they talk, say, so you too heavy. You know if he carry, I mean if he carry. Ifeoma, you understand now? So I understand. I have no issues with that. Even when we go out,
maybe because you're visible all the time. What if you're not in the picture? We don't see you all the time.
Well, that's fine. Sometimes when I was pregnant, you guys go clubbing together. I don't see any reason in it. It depends on, like Uncle Benson said, it's self-discipline, is the way. If you have any feelings towards that person, then I would say don't have anything to do with them like best friend, because it could lead to something else. But for me, I prefer having best friends as male than females.
Me too, because all girls talk about is buy this bag, buy that shoe, nonsense. You know what I mean?
Okay,
yeah, I feel more comfortable in the company of men than women.
Me too.
Adi, thank you. Let's hear from Engineer Press.
Okay, first of all, my name is not Engineer Perez. My name is Ezra Lakano. You see,
let me change it for you.
Engineer Perez is the guy that did the guy that unlocked my phone. He used his computer, and used his code. So the thing transferred to my
Engineer Perez.
Phone. And then, I started answering his name. I don't know how to undo.
All right, I've changed it for you.
Okay. Yeah, please. Now, let's look at this bestie thing from two angles. The angle of marriage and the angle of single. My wife is my best friend. We talk a whole lot of things. But I also have best friends that are not married, who are female. What I tell every woman is, if you give the impression that what you have to offer is sex, the male counterpart sees you as a sex person, as a sex object. But if you have intellect, if you have something upstairs to discuss, if you have business, if you have issues that you want someone that has a better knowledge to discuss with you, then you can be a best friend to an opposite counterpart. It doesn't matter. You understand what I'm saying? Over here, there is a norm that, a male and a female do not have companionship. I don't agree. A male and a female can have the best of companionships, depending on how they are able to set their minds. Okay, so I believe that the opposite sex can be one's bestie, even if they are not married or they are not having anything to do with each other. You mustn't have something, to do with someone for him or her to be your bestie. A bestie is someone that shares your thoughts, shares your sentiments, shares your worries. So it's easy.
Your happiness, everything, yeah.
It's easier for the opposite counterpart to have more confidence in someone than it is for the same, I know people that have complained about their friends, stalking them, their friends wanting to take over their boyfriends. And so is that one bestie? A bestie is somebody that doesn't want to take anything away from you, but add to, you. So I think the opposite sex being your bestie is not a bad idea. That's my thought. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. And Prince, you said something about your wife being your best friend. If you find out that your wife has another best friend who is of the opposite sex, will you be upset about it?
No, I will not. You see, my wife and I have, Ijoma knows my wife.
I cannot testify. Yeah, I've been on the
video knows my wife. Even my wife will show Ijoma.
And she was in the bathroom. She was in the bathroom.
I will be pressing her breast and I will show it to Ijoma. You understand what I'm saying? And I mean, so
yeah. They have a good relationship.
So she's like everybody's bestie. She's our bestie too.
Like me, I have a lot of best friends. So I can't say somebody's not. It has to be one person. No, it can't be. It shouldn't be one person. Ojugo is my best friend from Ojugo is my best friend from primary school. If my mama from secondary school, I went to Calabar one year. I met Martha. I met people in Calabar, Bobby that I'm best friends with. I went to IMSU. I've met people that I'm best friends with. So you can't. For me,
you have to rank us.
That's why during my wedding I couldn't choose. That's why during my wedding I couldn't choose one friend to be my maid of honor. I had to pick my brother's girlfriend. Because I have a lot of best friends.
Oche, what do you think? Oche, what do you think? Is it advisable to maintain a best friend relationship with an opposite sex?
She has a lot of male friends.
Hey, let her talk, madam. Bestie, not friends. Do you have bestie? That you chat with, as Papa would say.
100%. It is very advisable. There are times you want to talk. Friends, okay, that you also consider your best friends. But there are times that you would want a male companion that you want to pour out your heart to. And there are times too that you really need to laugh. And it is that male best friend of yours that will give you the kind of laughter you're looking for. I don't have any problems with that. I support 100%. And like Benson said earlier,
go on.
It all boils down to you know, I mean, in everything you're doing in life, you always know when to stop.
Exactly.
Okay? If you're driving a car, you know your speed limit, and then there are times you say to yourself, I want to speed. So it all boils down to what do you want? Even if your best friend, maybe he's drunk, let me just use that word drunk.
And it happens. It happens.
Tries to make passes. Yeah, and it's up to you to say, guys, we're not supposed to cross this line. Okay.
Stop.
So, and it's all up to you as a lady, if you feel that you want to cross that line, it's still on your head. This is life now for person head. So I am talking for myself. I can comfortably have a best friend that is a male and nothing would happen because I don't want anything to happen. If other people are running away because they feel that, okay, things are going to go south, it's all on them as well. Maybe they know why. Maybe they know that they can't cross that line. They can't be comfortable, you know, knowing that somehow they might go over. It's all up to them. But I know that I don't have any problems with that. And I don't judge people who have only men as friends. Everybody's circumstances are not the same. At the end of the day, what is it that shapes your core values? Like somebody would say, if you know better, you do better.
Yeah.
If you know that one bottle of beer is enough for you, why are you following people that are drinking one carton?
2, 3 bottles. Yes.
Oche, let me ask my question. Knowing you like protecting your territory. If you find out that your other half has a best friend, how would you feel about it?
Because I have male best friends, I do not have the justification to say you shouldn't.
Exactly.
When
you know you are impure.
Yes. It is not right in any way. I do not have the moral right. I do not have the justification. As long as I am comfortable with that, then he should also be comfortable with that. Exactly. I used to say that I'm not jealous. I'm very territorial.
Yes, you are.
So I might as well become territorial and say, okay, don't be friends. Don't be very close to my best friends, okay? But I don't have the right to stop him because, like I said, people have reasons for doing things at different times. It could be that this best friend of his is somebody he has known all his life, who he grew up with. Why should I come from nowhere and cut them off? It doesn't even make sense to me.
And tomorrow
we didn't say you should cut anybody off. It's just the intricacies.
No, but if you say
but that's what it means, Mama. That's what it means. If you don't want me to be best friends with you, well, it means I have to cut them off.
Okay, it means you're saying cut off.
Yeah.
And I don't think it's right. Honestly.
All right.
It's not even healthy from a mental, point of view. It's not even healthy. Telling somebody to
and you know the funny thing, Mama. Before you go to the next person, let me tell you something. You know how the human mind works. That thing that is forbidden is always very appealing. Once you call it a duty and you want this person to cut off from this person, you are invariably helping them grow closer together.
Of course, there's that hiding to talk.
Yes. A device means to, relate without your knowing, and you think you're very okay. Meanwhile, they're building a very solid ground and detaching from you.
Exactly.
So why would you? I mean,
you just described a stubborn person. If you're not stubborn, if you're loyal. If your partner says don't, you stop. But that's, by the way, I'll come to you.
Your loyalty, you know that I used to say to myself, if you bring that loyal angle, I'm a very loyal person. Actually, loyalty runs in my veins. Okay. And I have always said to myself that there are places loyalty has kept me in where common sense should have taken me away from. Okay? So if you want to be loyal, at the same time, if you're living a balanced life, common sense will tell you that there are things that you should should sit down and talk about. It's not about being stubborn. You say to this person, dude, this person is my best friend. This person, he is my go-to person, okay? When at the top of my head, if I need something and you are not there, maybe you're not physically around, and this is the person I feel comfortable calling, and you say to me, no, you have to cut off. At that point in time, you don't even want my happiness. And if I'm being true to myself as a human being, it's not about being stubborn. It's about what should be okay for me. We're always telling people, do you, be yourself, and stuff like that. It starts from things like this. If you find out that at every given time, somebody is trying to suppress you, more or less, it doesn't matter on what grounds. And what are we even talking about? Jesus. I always try to bring Bible into everything. Maybe Jesus had female friends.
His best friend was Mary Magdalene. Mary Magdalene was his best friend, yeah.
Yeah, and his best friend at that. Because the sister would be in the kitchen cooking, Mary would decide to sit with Jesus. And it didn't stop Jesus from being friends with their brother.
Yeah, but Jesus wasn't married, was he?
I don't think there's any.
Them say they marry or no.
Hey, Wapa, where did you hear that from? Don't get it. Oche, let's get to Winnie friend, please. I will have another hand up. Winnie, you're mute.
I can hear you guys.
Okay, is it advisable to keep your bestie, your opposite sex bestie, while you have a committed relationship?
No, I don't have any issues with that. I've always, because I grew up in the midst of boys, like 4 guys. So I was like a tomboy growing up. So I pally well with the guys, and also I relate more with the guys than the ladies. I do have
you were Louis Vuitton. Do you have nonsense talk?
But why
look at her dress? Her dress is jump up. Nonsense.
So normally it works for me and the guys.
So why if they want to cross the boundary? How would you feel about it?
It's a normal stuff though. It's a normal thing. But you just play it down. You downplay it, and then everybody moves on, and that's all. It's a whole lot easier dealing with the male folk than females. To be honest with you, honestly speaking, there's a way they would downplay it, and then everybody is they won't even carry it at the back of. Oh, I asked this girl out, and she did not say, "What are we friends for?" No. In as much as there are some people who have male besties, right? But they are friends with benefits and all that. I don't have any grudge against them all. I don't. But for me, all the friends I've kept, like male friends, they're just friends. They've asked me out once or twice or whatever, but I politely declined, and we're still friends till date. Okay. They're still my very good friends till date. I don't have any problem with that.
And like Madoka said, the first speaker said that they may have asked you out and you said no. So they decided, okay, let's channel it through this route. Let's stay friends, and one day there's an opening for me. There might be an opening, and I'll go in.
No, but there's this thing where if a woman doesn't want to date a man, if a woman doesn't want to date a man, she doesn't want to date that man. There's nothing. There's nothing the man will do. She will always friend zone him. The guy will always be on that friend zone, whatever. There's nothing that man will do.
And guys do it too. Some girls get close to women. I'm telling you,
the man's best friend might even ask her out. Yeah, the man's best friend might even ask her out, and she will agree. She will agree, rather than date that person she sees as her friend. That's how it is. I don't see anything wrong.
Before you speak,
and as 2 consenting adults, if you feel that you want to do it 1 time, 2 times, if you want to do it, you do it. You're adults.
Friends with benefit. That's what you just described now.
It might be a 1 time. It might be a 1 time shot, and you guys are like, nah, it's not worth it.
There's a hand up.
I've had friends who had male besties, but they slept with each other and they were like, nah, this did not work.
Of course,
let's remain friends. You understand? So, and they're still friends till today. They did it didn't work. So sometimes being besties with them is even better than going to a relationship with them.
Yeah, sorry, can I just come in? Because I think we're just talking about one half of this situation. My understanding of today's talk is being besties while being in a committed relationship or being married. Yeah. So that's a totally different kettle of fish. Gorgeous Oche, Ijeoma Ndoku, you know, okay, you're okay with the situation, but if your significant others is really, really close with a woman and they're always talking, you know, whenever he wants to pour his heart out, he calls her. I'm not really sure, we're talking here, but in practice, in reality, human emotions.
Yes.
I don't think you'll find it funny, to be honest. In the when it comes down to it. It won't be as funny.
Let me answer you. I don't have a problem. I don't have a problem if you make me aware this girl is, if Oche is my husband's bestie and I know Oche coming to the relationship, I know they were bestie. I'm okay with that. What I will not be okay with it's I don't know about Oche and I'll see her numbers on the phone. That's a different issue. My husband has kept relationships with his friends. I'm not even bothered. He bothers about mine.
Ijeoma.
Yes, who is Chimeze, you're looking at top pieces. You just tell me the F down. Yes, I'm listening.
There's something the Madoka is saying that I think you're not hearing.
I hear everything because I have that problem.
They've got to call bestie time. A bestie should not be towards the time you guys want to sleep. The bestie just be there talking. Early morning Christmas, they are telling bestie, this is what we're going to cook and everything when you're preparing to go to church. Do you understand? Bestie is good, but there's bestie time and there's family time. I think that's what Madoka is saying.
No, that's not what Madoka is saying. Madoka is saying once you're in a committed relationship, you shouldn't have the opposite sex as your friend. That's what Madoka is saying.
No, that is not advisable.
We're not talking about time. Like me, my phone shuts down 9 p.m.
Thank you.
Weekends,
so
my phone
not
are off. All because of Oche Kitchen, I keep my phone open. So I have time
from 11
for phone.
p.m. to 3 a.m. You're chatting with bestie, and you want your.
I have so many besties, so you can't even. One person can't even get my time. It's not possible. I'm always chatting with 100 people at the same time. So one person cannot steal my time. For me,
okay. Can I give my own contribution?
Go ahead.
A real practical situation. Besties are good. When I started work newly, I had the bestie, married woman. She pours out to me. There's what called pours out to me. She'll come and say, this one I'm telling you, don't think I want to date you or anything, but there's one thing with family. I can't pour out to my brother or my sister because I love my husband. After this quarrel, I will go back to my husband, loving him back the way he used to be. Exactly. But my brother and sister will be like, is it not the one that did this to you the other day? Is it not the one that did the other one to you? Why are you trying to do back? You understand? Because your family will not move on and love back like you and forgive. So she just needs somebody to pour it out because she said, I'm sure tomorrow I'll not see you again. And the lady now, I think we've not seen for like 4, 5, 6 years ago now. But all those times, you just come, imagine this man. The family say, come, let me go and buy you food. You know that there's going to be a long talk. You understand? So they are besties. And on my own part, I also have the female bestie that sometimes I want to sound a female opinion about something that is happening at home. You understand? So it's good and fine, but the thing is, besties should have their time. That's my own.
Thank you.
No, time should be of significance. But Akwimana, most women, if you pour your heart out to them, they'll end up sleeping with your man. But Onara who gave a man that will pour out to another man, and the man will go and sleep, except if the man have a history of sleeping with his friends. You know what I mean? Yeah, but women are always like that. You go complaining about your man. Oh, hey, if I'm a dim. Next thing, if I'm a tables on, and next thing, I say, if I'm a next thing, if I'm a don't jahe. That it happens. So, like, I have friends for everything. I have different friends. There's somebody I'll tell. There's somebody. Anyway, a friend I call Diary. She knows every now. She knows. You know what I mean? She lives in Baltimore, Maryland. I have friends for everything. So. You know what I mean? Not every friend every goddamn thing. There are some things I'll tell Ifeoma, I will not tell Oche. There are some things I know Oche can't handle. I'll tell Oche. You know what I mean? So you have friends for everything. And you
you're going off the script.
Yes, because
all these people about they are female. We're talking about the opposite sex.
Yeah. Can I get somebody?
Yeah, that's I'm saying why it's good to have the opposite sex. Yeah.
Yeah, if you have friends for everything, like I said, everything about besties or not bestie has been said here. It's not for everybody. It works for one A, it doesn't work for B. We all have besties. It might not be specifically defined, but you have a go-to person. You can't tell me that you're a one-way person, you don't have a male friend.
Their husbands could be their best friend.
No, that's your husband is not in this box because it's already your husband.
Exactly.
So and then I think the emphasis here is on best friend or not best friend is when you cross the line of sleeping. Otherwise, your boyfriend should be somebody you trust.
Wholeheartedly.
Somebody you can do everything with except sex. So it's sex that draws a line. So I have a best friend.
Opposite sex?
Yes.
Bestie?
Onyem is here.
Onyem for life.
Yeah. So if I have issues, I go to her. And likewise.
I hope your wife is not listening, that you go to another woman for issues.
She's been to my house. This is a true story. One day she came to my house. We were all sitting together in the couch. She called me Onyem. She was like, wow, I called you Onyem. My wife is here.
She called you Onyem.
Onyem.
Oh, Onyem. Oh, okay.
My wife was there. So in my living room, I said, come on. She's friends with my wife. And she became that friend through me and us. It's not the other way around. It's about having trust.
Exactly.
And likewise, the husband knows Chris.
Okay.
So it's all about mindset.
Thank you.
We all have that friend that we can go to. And I found out that especially Black Americans, they like to have male as their best friends. I have people when I was in law school here, I have a lot of them that come to me and they will open up and start telling me things I didn't need to know. They'll tell me when they are seeing there, and I said, how come? But hey, they needed somebody to talk to, and those things are nothing. That's not
Yeah. Chris,
I open up to guys a lot.
There's somebody that's had she's had or he or she has had their hands up. M&M. Please, then Odera will go next. Please, can you say something? We apologize. Your hands has been up for a while now. Have you don't vex because you put a notice there that we should let people speak.
No, maybe she left the screen. Maybe
I like to speak too, though.
Yeah. Hold on, please. Okay. Odera, can you say something then until comes in? You're on mute, mister.
You're on mute.
Okay, can you hear me now?
Yeah, we can.
Okay, good. I would like to come in regarding something. I would like to come in regarding something Chimezie said. Let's not forget that we are all human.
Exactly.
We are just having this conversation as if we are in control of our feelings and our emotions. No, we're not.
You have somebody.
Good. I have somebody. So now, based on what Chimezie said, bestie should have a limit. And let me address one thing. You can't have multiple besties. It's not possible. The same way you have one best shoe you wear, or your best car, or your best hair. You can't have multiple besties. There must be that one person. You might have close friends. Something you talk to Ifeoma about, like for example, IJ, something you talk to Ifeoma about, you might not talk to someone else about that. You understand? So there is that one person that you tell everything that you don't tell every other person. Like for me, I have a lot of female friends, yeah. But there's a particular friend, Obi, Informer knows Obi is the only person that I tell everything. Obi was Obi, my best friend, my brother's ex-girlfriend. You understand? So what I'm trying to say is, based on what Chimezie was saying, there should be a limit. There should be like a gap, because when two people are besties, every time you guys are on the phone, you guys are going to the club together, you guys are hanging out all the time. Trust me, one person must catch feelings. Must is a fact. One person might catch feelings. It happens. There have been cases where people have problems with their bestie's boyfriend. Why? Because they are now catching feelings for their bestie, or because they are feeling, oh, the way this person is treating my bestie is not nice. I can treat my bestie better. It happens like that. So the more time you people spend, the more attached you get to that person. And when you people share things together, when that bestie comes to you, or when you come to that bestie to tell the bestie, oh, things about you, or things about the problems you're facing with men, or your boyfriend, or your husband, or whatever, you never know. That bestie might start catching feelings, and by the time you know what happened, that bestie might be using that to get to you, trying to be the opposite of that which you don't like. So it's very risky.
So, Odera, does it mean that with your bestie, the bestie is pronounced to us today, do you draw the line, or do you wait for it to catch the feeling?
That's the thing now. You have to draw that line, which is what. No, you have to draw the line, which is what Chimezie said now. You have to. There should be a limit. Not every time, every minute, every night you're on the phone chatting with bestie. Every minute, tomorrow you are going to club with bestie. Next tomorrow you are going for
don't
lunch.
forget that your bestie doesn't have to live with you.
No,
okay, like all my friends, when don't you be so not even one.
You keep saying all
my
your
best
friends. How
friends.
many besties do you have?
Not even, no, you're saying going to club, doing this, doing that. You don't have to spend that much time with them. You know what I mean? So, like you say, it depends on how you conversate. It depends on the time you were on your hands. You know what I mean? If in the morning you wake up, you go to work, you come back, you have kids, you know. I don't see,
but you know,
like I said, I have so many.
But since you've been mentioning your bestie, you say you have all of them, you call it for my, that's not what we're talking about. We're talking about that male friend that
I have a lot of male friends. I have a lot, like I said, I have a lot of besties.
So do you share? Do you pour your heart out to all of them?
I am. I'm very open. I'm very open. I don't have
you're free with people. That's what it is.
Thank you. If I'm not exercise book.
Yeah, you're free with people. You don't have
please, everyone, please, can I beg you? Let talk. That hand has been up for the past 20 minutes. Please, can you? There's a second question, but the first question is taking the whole time. Go on.
Okay, sorry. All I wanted to say, Oba is right there. First of
Mezu lost you.
So where's this now? Where's
Hello.
Hello.
Sorry. Okay.
Hello.
Yeah,
finally,
hello.
I can talk.
Yes, please.
Praise the Lord.
Hallelujah.
Hi, guys. Good to see you all.
We can't see your face. Can we see you?
No.
Oh, Augusta.
No, right now. So I've heard all you guys said. Just to add one or two things. Number one, besties for me, besties of the opposite sex is not bad. For me, I don't have any problem with that. If you have a bestie and the bestie, now remember what bestie is. Bestie is someone you can tell everything. Bestie is someone that you are just like you are like an open book to the person. The person is an open book to you, everything. And a bestie should also be someone that tells you his or her own part, depending on the opposite sex. And if the bestie, for me, if the bestie starts having feelings like what you all have been saying, I personally would draw the line. The reason why I would draw the line is not because maybe I'm weak and maybe one day I will fall into the temptation or so on and so forth. It's just because that bestie's advice could cloud his judgment or based on anything I have to discuss with the bestie to want to get advice. To wonder if it's a bestie that maybe I'm already, the bestie knows I'm in a committed relationship or maybe a marriage, and I open up, tell everything. If that person start having feelings for you, there is tendency that the judgment, the advice will be clouded. So, but if having an opposite bestie, I don't see anything wrong with that. Most times for me, I've seen that 80%, even from studies, opposite sex besties are always the best, because it's like you want to understand what the other opposite sex brain, how their brain works when you have issues. So it had to do also with how do I put it, discipline. That's the third point. Most of you have said that. So that discipline comes in again if number one, let's say the person you're in serious relationship, or your husband or your boyfriend or whatever that you're in serious relationship, tells you, oh, I don't want this your bestie, or I want, you need to. I'm taking a line from what Oche said. So sometimes, in as much as the person is your bestie, you need to also see where this other person is coming from, who is your husband or your boyfriend or whatever, the committed relationship person. So you don't just say he wants to suppress you, just keep low. I mean, try to hear why he's telling you that he doesn't like your besties. I know of a situation, not I don't need nobody, I know of it. It happened in my office. So, but at the end of the day, it was the bestie, and I was the one involved, but I was not the bestie, two besties. But I noticed one of the besties keep telling me things that you will know there are deep things that the other besties have told that other one. That is not a bestie. So I'm just saying, so based on that, if I know what is going on between these two besties, if I'm close to one of them, I would have just walked up and tell her, be careful, this is not who you think is who the person is. So the summary of what I'm trying to say here is, if this person is your husband, wife, whatever, and somehow must have said, this is your bestie, like make a concern about it. You know your partner very well. So two things, it could either be your partner is jealous and just do not want this, you and your besties. I mean, to her with that opinion. It could also be that the guy, your partner is seeing something that you may not have seen. So it's good, take time and just say, hear this, your partner out, and know why he is telling you he or she does not like this bestie. So in all, I don't see anything wrong in having bestie as, it's just, again, just be disciplined and watch the red lights, if anything. But if anything, draw the line, especially if it goes beyond what you, because they always say if you don't feel right, it doesn't feel right. So you can draw the line.
Thank you very much, Martha. And we apologize for putting that hands up. I know the hand, no, they pay you because it wasn't your hand, the virtual hand.
No, okay, I'm fine. Good to see you.
Oche, you want to say something? Izzy wants to talk as well. Oche, one minute so that Izzy can say something.
Okay, I'll briefly reply to the last point Martha made. Okay, so when I said I don't want to be suppressed, just know that at that point in time, I may have weighed the options. Of course, I'm not someone that wouldn't take advice from my better half, okay? But if I know that he's being unnecessarily jealous and his fears are unfounded, that is when I said there's really no point, okay, allowing myself to be suppressed. Because some people actually would just not want to hear. They've not even looked at the relationship. They've not even considered
at all
to know, okay, is it going on? And you understand? That's the part that I'm talking about. I'm not talking about when somebody sees danger, because you yourself, like I said, if it is getting out of hand, you know. And you should know when to draw the line, unless you don't want to draw that line. And let's not get it wrong. Sometimes the men are in it with their clear minds. Then we would be the ones catching feelings. Because when anybody is patient with you, listens to you, naturally you get fond of that person. So it could even be that it is the woman who starts to catch feelings. And at that point in time, who's going to draw the line? Either of them would decide because they are both adults. So when I talked about not wanting to be suppressed, just know that I'm talking about, quote unquote, a significant other who has decided to be unreasonable. He hasn't seen any danger, but just doesn't want you to be friends. I just don't like that idea. It doesn't make sense to me. I don't know if it makes sense
That's
to
what
other
most of
people.
them do.
I
They just
have
don't
a
want to
question.
suffer open sex.
I have a
Easy,
question. What?
let Izzy say something. Izzy hasn't even dropped any word. Izzy, we have 4 minutes to the end of our show. Second question couldn't even get in.
We can do it on
over
time.
part 2 of this session next time.
You see, that's the thing. Too many people get too many time talking. You can say everything in 1 minute. Okay, with me, I was lucky in the sense like, I had a bestie from when I was young, which was my sister. That's number one. And when I grew up, and I got another bestie, which was not even bad, because that was my wife. So unfortunately, I was kind of stuck. But then I had another bestie who was in Nigeria and I was in London. So it kind of made sense to me. But you know what? At the end of the day, bestie not bestie. You understand? Bestie not person where you can tell everything else. At Taibo, I can tell everything, anything to a Taibo. Then when I graduated to wife, she was not my wife. She was my girlfriend. She now became a bestie. How do you tell your wife or your girlfriend that about other things? So that even didn't know work.
About Ifeoma now.
No. Ijoma and I were besties, but she doesn't know yet. We'll talk about that later.
No, we are
So,
besties. We are
I had
besties.
another bestie. So Atabo is actually my bestie, which of course I can tell any garden thing to. And she's very liberal. Unfortunately, she doesn't take my side, which is unfair. Because a lot of people where I am bestie for, things get us.
No judgment.
IJ, may I talk finish because you find today, but we'll talk about that later. You see, so but like you see, when you're invested to people and you actually give them advice, proper advice where there's no connection, trust me, they even like you more than they like their husband, which is unfortunate. You understand? It's just so unfortunate because you tell them because no strings attached, you don't care. You say, oh, okay, the man forget your birthday. How dare he? You understand? Why you not going to remember your birthday or your anniversary or your picking birthday? So what kind of husband is that? Useless. See, I would say useless because I can afford to say useless to anybody because it doesn't. But the person will have to now know how you go arrange yourself because you cannot go to the husband or the wife and say you're a useless person. But that's just the way it is because a so-called bestie will tell you as it is because it doesn't benefit him to see you suffer. But at the same time, you're the kind of person who could tell him the truth where no one really hear. Period. You see, I said everything, even including I like Ijoma in 1 minute.
Thank you, Izzy.
Thank you,
Izzy.
Please, can I just, the last question is a yes or no answer. I don't think it will drag into any other thing. But before I ask that question, my own view of a bestie is, clearly it's all mixed with everything everyone has said here. It's a dangerous ground to tread if you cannot manage it. That's the point blank. If you want to know if it's interesting having an opposite sex as a friend, I didn't grow up in the midst of boys. In my family is a mix. I have so many male friends. And have I have few male best friends. And I maintain good relationship with exes. And I manage my relationship where I need to. That's my view on this. And that takes us to the last question, which is just a yes and no question, yes and no answer. And it's not that person won't talk too much. When your opposite sex best friend says, I want someone like you, do you agree that they are referring to you? That
yes.
They want you?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Yes.
Yes. So
if someone like me say I want someone like IJ, he means say I want IJ. Period. There's no.
You don't talk
Come carry me. 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 I will say no to that. I will say no.
For me, no. For me, no.
I'll say no.
For me, no.
I'll say no. Yeah.
This is matter. For me, I said no.
No,
the reason is when they say they want someone like you, might not just be you, might be your attributes, your character, your personality, your kind heart or whatever. So I say no.
Matter. There is no to you. So anybody that says no wants you.
If people say they want someone like
somebody
you.
like you means I want somebody who, you know, I might not have chemistry with you, but I like the way you treat my friend.
That's what I mean. That's what I mean. Not like I want
like
you.
last weekend I
Not like
talked about
want
a friend.
you
Last weekend I
yourself.
talked
It's
about
I
a friend's
want your
husband, how he behaves. I don't have nothing.
I've got a pastor lady.
Why would I? You know what I mean?
Lady,
So, no.
a pastor lady
My
that
answer
says,
is no. Come, I have to
I
go
want
to
someone
overtime.
I wish I can get someone like you. I said,
I
okay,
want
I think
someone like you
fine
is-
person will be like me. He said, no, I want somebody like you. So what does that mean?
Now you were the what?
And they want me,
Team
but
behavior. They call it
I cannot share
control.
myself with IJ, with Ataibo. It's impossible.
No, if that person came out direct to tell you because you asked for that. But if the person says, I want someone like you, you need to ask extra question. And the extra question is, how? Because what it means is that the person might be referring to, I want someone with your character, that has your kind of character, that has your kind of thinking.
It's about
Let me even
phrasing.
use your
It's about
IQ.
phrasing.
It might not be that the person wants you as you to hold you, to touch you, to touch. It's just the person wants, maybe I wish. It's me, I say it sometimes. Sometimes I tell people, I say, I wish I have your IQ. I have someone that has your IQ. There's someone that has your character, that behaves like you, that is cheerful, that does not take life, Nike, that wants to die before it's time.
Okay. Amen. Let me explain something to you, yeah? Person character no be double. Trust
Sorry,
me.
can I say something? Wapa,
Can I say something?
You know when to go offline. Do you want to allow extra 5 minutes?
No, let's go into overtime so we have time to chat about everything.
Okay. Before we go into overtime, hang on, please. Next week, please join us for another interesting topic. And we'll be talking about, there's a simple question. Should gifts be returned after a breakup? So join us again on Saturday, July 17th, same time, 7 p.m. Nigerian time, UK time, 2 p.m. Eastern time, 1 p.m. Central Standard Time, and 11 a.m. Pacific time. Live on Facebook on this platform again. So don't forget, we'll always remind you anyway, because it's of our interest to have you around. And when you get our clips, our links, please share. I met someone today that I've known for a long time, but she didn't know I had the show. My fault. I had her number. I didn't know she was not on my broadcast. So please share. And thank you so much for everyone that's turned up today. It's been a full house and enjoyable.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Love you guys.
Go off Facebook. So at this time, you can say anything, but not